everyone. Welcome back to Lessons from the Block. Today we have a special guest with us, Will, or also known as the only Will across social media. Will has built an incredible career in Web3. Starting with just $2,000, he's built boasting a seven-figure net worth. He's been an alpha hunter, an airdrop king, and a key player in so many projects. It's a pleasure to have you with us.
Thank you. I'm excited to talk a little bit more about my journey, talk a little bit more about Web3, what Bybit's doing, and I appreciate you inviting me to
Thank
to
you.
the pod.
Thank you so much for being here. Okay, great. So let's start with your incredible story. You started Web3 trading, airdrop hunting. Can you tell us a bit about your background and how you kind of got into it?
Sure. To make a long story short, I'm half Mexican, half Colombian.
Yeah.
So I used to live in a country where the average salary for me, for example, that went to law school was about $500 a month.
Damn.
Which it's incredible comparing it to other countries,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So since I was young, I realized that a degree was not gonna do much for me. So I needed to learn more skills. I started with journeys doing some businesses, etc. But then I fell into crypto because I saw some friends have success with it and changed their lives with it. So I wanted to learn more about it, right? But I did what every other person normally does, which is join the space without any knowledge and just...
I mean, of course, that's how most of us tend to start.
Yeah.
When was the first time you heard about it, though?
So I heard about crypto probably in 2021, early 2021.
Oh, wow. Okay, so fairly recent.
Yeah. Because being from Mexico, and especially where my family was, we were from a little town. So my dads were always like, credit cards are bad, investing is just for rich people. So I always grew in this household where the mentality of investing was not really encouraged, right? So I always saw Bitcoin as a scam whenever I heard about it, right? I thought that people that got rich because of crypto were lucky and they were just not working for it.
Of course.
But then I saw one of my closest friends get good with crypto and he changed his life. I saw how he went from living in a bad house to literally traveling the world.
Yeah.
So I told myself, hey, I got to learn this. So I took everything I had saved up to that point. I think it was about $2,000, $3,000. I put it into crypto. I did what everyone does their first time probably, which is wrong, which was leverage trading.
100%.
And I didn't even knew how it worked. So I did 100% leverage. and one of the big mistakes that I did was literally open the trade and go into sleep. Like I went to sleep.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Not even a stop loss nor a take
not
profit.
even a stop loss.
Okay, great.
So I thought it was as easy as that, right?
Okay.
So I woke up the next day and my money was worth $500. So I literally lost like 70% of my net worth in one day.
Yeah.
That literally killed me. I was being hard with myself. I was telling myself, you knew crypto was a scam. Why did you got into it? Like you had to do it right. But I kept seeing more and more people winning, right? So that's when I took a step back and I told myself, you got to learn this correctly, right?
Yeah.
You got to start from point A to point B and then learn how to trade, how to become a better trader, and obviously follow the trends, right? Because I found out that everything in the crypto space works as every other investment asset. You got to do it correctly. You got to do a technical analysis, etc., right?
Exactly.
And from there, I started being a little bit more conservative with my trades, a little bit more educated. I saw probably thousands of videos. My girlfriend was actually mad with me at that point because I was dedicating probably 17 hours to learning the space. I was just hooked on it. And then I started seeing small wins, and I just kept stacking them up.
Yeah, I
And-
think
and
that's one thing that majority of people don't tend to understand is that, of course, they all seek the 100% gain or the 100x gain or something like that. But all those
Small
tiny
wins.
wins, they're perfect. In the
Yeah.
long term, they're the best.
Yeah, and thanks to that, I was able to dig myself out of the hole I was. And then I just started networking, which I found was the best thing that could happen to me in Web3. Like, I thought crypto was just a place where you will park your money, maybe trade, make profit, and just get out, right?
Yeah.
But I started meeting people in this space, in the Web3 space, in the NFT space, in the Web3 space, in the DeFi space. So I started making friends.
Community is a big thing.
Yes. And
Especially, you see it now in crypto, and it's like the biggest
Yes.
thing out, especially in Web3.
Yes, exactly. And I met people, made friends, and that's when really my mind started expanding, right?
Yeah.
And that's when literally I think I started getting into the right positions, into the right groups, into the right alpha, searching for my own trades, etc. And I was able to turn those $2,000 that I had left probably into low six figures. And then from there, I was lucky that I cashed out everything before the FTX crash.
That's that's a really lucky thing
Yeah.
to have. That's
I-
perfect.
And I'm not giving myself credit because it was luck. It was entirely luck. I literally cashed it out because I saw six figures, and me coming from a third world country.
100%.
For me, that
That's
was
like
life-changing money.
Yeah, of course, life changing, and
Yeah.
also you have to be very grateful for it. The fact
Exactly.
that where you started and where you are now.
Yeah.
And like it's an insane journey, but like fantastic. Congratulations.
No, thank you. So I literally cashed it out just for being conservative. So I'm not even gonna take credit for me doing an analysis and taking it out. I didn't
Yeah.
saw FTX happening. No, I didn't. But then when the bear market started to hit,
Yeah.
that's when a lot of my friends started swifting me to Solana. They were talking about Solana,
Okay.
Solana. And me, at that point, I made all my profits in ETH, right?
Yeah.
In Ethereum, trading Ethereum, leverage trading Ethereum, NFTs in Ethereum. So I always saw Solana as a lower chain, right? Like,
Yeah, of course.
Like a cheaper chain.
Yeah.
But then I started learning more about the technology, so I understood it. I liked the community that was building in Solana. And then when the FTX crash happened, Solana hit $8, right? And then that's when I literally told myself, hey, if this coin can come back from this hole that's in, because obviously the whole market dipped,
It
but
did.
Solana dipped even more because FTX had like
Yeah.
billions of dollars in it,
Of
right?
course.
So I literally told myself, I changed my life already, but maybe I can now change like my whole entire family's life, my descendants and whatever.
Well, the plan is to retire your parents,
Exactly,
right?
exactly. So I said, hey, well, I'm gonna do it. I put all my money into Solana at $8. This time I did put a stop loss in Solana at
Yeah.
like 7.3. It never hit, and we already know the story of how Solana then went to like 220 somewhat. So it ended up being like the best trade of my life.
Yeah.
And to your point, people tend to try to chase these meme coins and try to get the 100x, 1000x, 10,000x, and that's how people lose money. That's why 99% of people lose money. That's how I lost money when I started.
Yeah.
And I found that the best way to multiply your wealth with crypto was making a plan, taking profits, and rotating those profits into projects that you actually like, solid projects, not the next whatever coin.
Exactly what I keep telling people. Whether it's $100 or $1,000, profit is profit.
Yeah.
Take it, move on to the next trade.
Exactly.
Like,
Exactly.
and always set a stop loss. Always set a stop loss.
Yeah, I had to learn the hard way, so I do recommend you guys to put a stop loss.
Yeah.
But yeah, I found out that the real money that was made by people, of course, there's these people that are making thousands of dollars with meme coins, right?
Of course.
Maybe they're botting, maybe they
Like
are.
some of them are like like hunting the new
Exactly.
drops. Some of them are lucky enough to catch it
Yeah.
at the bottom. But hey, you know, like in the world, there's always people that are just lucky enough, or people that are smart enough to catch it
Exactly.
before it explodes.
And for me, that's when I told myself, hey, I'm not going to be part of those percentage of people that are going to hit 1000x on a meme coin. What I can do is see crypto as a real investment and try to get
Play
some
the long
percentage
game.
out of it. Play the long game, right? Because a lot of people get mad when they see, I don't know, 20% returns on Bitcoin. And I'm like, dude, there's nothing else in the world that's going to give you 20% return. It must,
100%.
It might
Like-
sound low because people are used to those meme coins going 100x. But like, if you get 20% out of the crypto market in a year, that's better than real estate. That's better than bonds. That's better than... So
20%.
Yeah.
Like, where the hell are you gonna get it
exactly.
from? And besides, if you didn't invest, you'll get 0%.
Exactly. So that's when I started learning that crypto was the fastest asset to multiply your wealth. And that's how I played it. I stopped being a gambler and I became an investor.
Yeah.
And that's when I started also investing into DeFi projects, launches, whatever, networking with people. And that's when I started working with other
Yeah.
Web3 projects. And that has been like the best experience of my
And
life.
you tend to be very transparent. You kind of document everything on your social media.
Yeah.
Has that helped your followers kind of follow your steps into kind of financial freedom?
So I think because of the country I'm in, I'm trying to do it in Spanish, right?
Okay.
Like, I know probably my English is not perfect. You can tell that I'm not
It's fine.
English
It's
speaking.
good enough.
But I tried to do my content in Spanish because
Yeah.
like Mexico, Latinos.
You're
and
trying
other
to
people-
help the Latinos trying
Exactly.
to get out of whatever financial situations that they're in. I get it,
Exactly,
yeah.
because you can agree with me that most content about crypto is in English.
Yeah.
And for me, a lot of Latinos don't speak Spanish, right? So I try to do my content in Spanish. But I think because as Latinos, we're not like our parents don't teach us to invest or to believe in this stuff. People tend to not believe it or call you lucky or try to downplay what you did. But the good thing about documenting everything is that they can see how I went from living in a place where it was a small town with a bad salary
Yeah.
to the point that I'm now, right? So
100%.
I think that documenting everything helps because it builds credibility, it builds transparency, like you said, and it also helps people identify with the fact that, hey, if this guy can do it, maybe I can do it too if I put the effort to.
If you're dedicated enough.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
Exactly.
Like, I think that's how anyone should start any task in life, not just investing, but like in any activity you start by doing as much research as you can. Do it in small doses until you want to reach
Yeah.
your goal. Could be anything at the moment, like working out, reading a book.
Exactly.
Smart in small doses. You don't have to go for the 100x all the time. You know
Exactly.
what I mean?
Exactly.
Just start small. But yeah, one of the things you're also well known for is kind of copying or farming the best airdrops.
Oh yeah.
How
Yeah.
did that start? Like, that must have been an insane journey because, like, from what we know, that you've gotten like almost 5 figures from some airdrops.
Yeah, I became popular because I got $80,000 out of Jupiter.
Nice.
You probably know Jupiter Exchange. That airdrop literally just gave me a big mattress so I can play with, trade more. Like, just, I think at that point when I got that airdrop, I got probably 50% of what I had at that point with just that airdrop. So it's crazy. And also Blast was a good airdrop, Tensor, Wormhole, like all these airdrops that are happening did good for me. So the story of how it happened, I was just, whenever I switched from Ethereum to Solana, I found Jupiter, the exchange, right?
Yeah.
And I liked all the features that it had. I like the perpetual features. I like the swapping features. I like that it was a decentralized exchange, so to speak. It doesn't work as one exactly, but it's just a platform where you can trade Solana coins and whatever.
Yeah.
And I was just using it, honestly. Like, I wasn't even trying to farm the airdrop.
Yeah.
But I was just using it as much as I could. And because I told you I was in the trenches, because I was spending 18 hours a day trading, trying to make more money. Because
Yeah.
and that's something that I would like to pause on and tell people that you don't need to be on the screen 18 hours. Because sometimes I think we lose our peace and we start just getting attached to the computer,
Yeah.
trying to get this trade going. I lost money. I want to make it back. So it can be
You
deteriorating
need
to your mental
to,
health.
you need to separate your emotions, especially in
Exactly.
trading. That's one thing that every single investor, crypto expert, anything that has to do with investing, keep your emotions completely out of investing.
Exactly.
If you know you're going to get emotional, shut your laptop, shut your phone, move away, relax, then go back with a clear head. Because
Exactly.
otherwise, you start losing large amounts.
And the problem is that people put money that they cannot afford to lose, right? People put the rent money, the college money for their kids, and then when it starts going south, that's when they get stressed out, right?
Yeah.
But to get back to my point,
To the airdrops, yeah.
I was farming the airdrop, and then not farming the airdrop. I was just using the platform, and then they announced that they were gonna do an airdrop.
Yeah.
So I told myself, hey, I'm just gonna use this platform as much as I can. So I used it, and then one day when they did the airdrop, I just saw $80,000 in my wallet. And from that point, I literally swifted my mind focus from trying to find the next meme coin, the next NFT, or even spot trading or leverage trading into farming airdrops. Like, I kind of became the airdrop guy in the space.
Yeah.
Because a lot of influencers and a lot of other people with bigger accounts than mine were talking about me because they were like, this kid from Mexico made $80,000 out of an airdrop. And that literally gave me a lot of followers, a lot of eyes in myself, and a lot of people were asking me about it.
Yes, because you opened up the space to people to see, to tell them that this is possible.
Exactly.
Like, it's not impossible. This is possible. Yes, it requires a lot of time. Yes, it requires a bit of research, but eventually the reward is fantastic.
Exactly.
You know?
And from that point, I just started focusing on the next airdrop, right? Like, if a DeFi project dropped something, I kept using it to see if they do an airdrop. Of course, there's projects that never do airdrops. They're never going to do airdrops.
Yeah.
But I just try to position myself in as much DeFi projects, chains, L2s, or whatever.
The majority of them came off of Solana, correctly?
Yes. That's when I fell in love with Solana,
Yeah.
right? Not only because of the low transaction fees and because of the community, because every single person that I have met that it's now either a business partner or a friend, came from Solana, right? So Solana became my home.
What do you think sets it apart from other ecosystems?
So I think the reason why a lot of airdrops, the big airdrops are happening in Solana, and a lot of projects are now building in Solana. And I don't know if you saw, but like PayPal even dropped a stable coin with Solana. Like it's on Ethereum too, but it's getting more volume in Solana. And I think it's because of the transaction fees. Like Solana, literally, it's less than a cent to send a transaction, to swap in and out. So you can be trading all day and probably not spend a single dollar. Whereas if you use Ethereum or other of these
those gas fees
chains,
can be a killer.
The gas fees just become a killer, right?
Yeah, I know.
Because I remember when I was trading ETH, that whenever I had to sell a coin or an NFT or just swapping in and out, I had to account the fact that I was going to pay gas fees. And sometimes if my profit was $100, but the gas fees were 75, then my profit was just 25, right? And I think that Solana started attracting more and more people because of how easy it is to use. Because even to the people that we call normies, whenever I try to teach them blockchain, Ethereum kind of just doesn't appeal to them because it's slow, whatever. But when I teach them Solana, they just think it's easier. Like it's just like paying with Apple Pay or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. I think even I found it in my transition to Web3, I kind of found it easier to trade Solana tokens rather than any other network.
Yeah.
And I think it's just because they do make it simpler.
Easy.
Yeah, they do make it simpler. And also, there are so many different types of tokens that are listed on Solana at the moment, and the communities that like kind of drive you to them. It's insane.
Exactly. It's a pretty fun place to be. Like I do try to farm as much airdrops as I can because I did farm Blast too. I farm other airdrops, but the ones that I have hit big were all in Solana, and that's what I think people need to do. Not necessarily get into Solana, but I think that once you find an ecosystem that you can master and that you can get good at, just stick with that. Don't try to jump the narrative just because everyone's now trading X chain or Y chain or W chain. Like, don't try to go chase that narrative. If you're good here, just try to make as much as you can here. And that's my approach, and that's why I started building in Solana.
You also kind of mentioned that you're an alpha hunter. Can you explain to people who don't understand what that is?
Yeah, so basically an alpha hunter is someone that some communities, projects, or just overall companies hire to provide them with information as soon as possible, right?
Yeah.
It's the simpler way to put it, because you know how busy the Web3 space is, right? And how fast it moves, and how there's a lot of information, a lot of rugs, a lot of scams. Like, there's literally an ocean of information that you gotta swim through to get into that big price, right? So what we do is literally clear that path as much as we can so that we can provide the community that we're helping at that point with the best alpha, right? So for example, if I'm farming a new airdrop that I found out about 2 days ago, I try to do as much research as I can. I try to simplify it as much as I can, and then just post it so people can see it, can understand it, and just overall do it. Like, if you want to do it, you have extra time or extra money or whatever, you want to just start in whatever the lane is, do it. And that's basically what we do.
Cool. You've also had kind of success in NFT trading and minting.
Yes.
Do you want to kind of dive into that as well?
Yeah, for sure. So first, I was a little bit scared of NFTs because I told myself, hey, buying a JPEG for real money when I don't see any real use case for it.
Exactly what most of us thought.
Yeah.
But then eventually came that period where we were just kind of
going crazy
for NFTs. Like,
people
once
buying
you
Bored
started,
Apes.
once you started the first $100 NFT, then you started seeing the first $1,000 NFT, and then it started just going zero by zero, more and more and more and more.
Celebrities
You're like,
buying.
what the hell is going on? I
mean, I still think NFT. I think blockchain technology is pretty solid and pretty good, but for me, NFTs were just a narrative, right? That's why most NFTs nowadays are down 90 to 80 to 100% even. Right? So I think the NFT has some use cases depending on what the utility of the project is and the involvement with the ecosystem. But I think it's too early for now. So my approach to NFTs always was, I'm gonna hold the ones that give me access to a community I enjoy, and I don't mind if they go to zero because I'm getting more out of the community than the NFT itself. Like DGots, like Kleinosaurus, other projects that I rather hold, and I don't care about the floor price. But the rest of them, I just flip them for more money. Because for me, it's more about increasing my purchasing power and my exposure to crypto than holding assets that I don't know if they're gonna be alive 1 year
true.
from now, right?
Yeah, it's better to kind of capitalize them on them now. Otherwise, you're just gonna face another crash where you're holding dead assets.
And like you said at the beginning, it's important that you take profits. For example, I don't know if you heard about this NFT project in Bitcoin that was called OMB.
Maybe, I'm not sure.
But it's a project that got a lot of frenzy, a lot of attention. It literally went from 0.03 Bitcoin to like 1.2 Bitcoin.
Wow.
So one NFT was like $75,000. I minted 3 of them and I sold all of them at the top. People were telling me that I was crazy. They were gonna keep going up. They were the next Bored Ape. You know, when people try to tell themselves to keep holding an asset.
100%.
And now they are down like 90%.
Yeah.
So that's why I encourage also people to take profits. If you want to get exposure to a project, hold it to zero, or a DeFi project or a coin, whatever, do it with money that you are not afraid to lose.
Yeah, that's something that we also tend to kind of tell people is to try and don't risk more than what you're willing to lose.
Exactly.
And of course, majority of the mentors, majority of the crypto investors say exactly the same thing. And it's true, like you shouldn't. Otherwise, you end up in financial situations like most other people. But hey, what can we do? Like, all we can do is keep giving people advice, of course.
Yeah.
But yeah, you were also involved in like high profile projects like DGods?
Yes.
That's the one?
Yeah, that's one of the projects.
One of the projects
that
you
I help
mentioned.
with.
And what was the other one?
Claynosaurus.
Yeah, okay.
You can search them in Instagram. They kind of going viral right now because they are doing these animations that are cute. And I think the last 6 reels have gone past 20 million views.
Okay.
So they're trying to do like this IP in the Web2 side of things to try to attract people into the Web3 space.
Okay, that's smart.
I think that the best way to onboard the normal people that we call,
Yeah.
it's not going to be through buy this coin and then get rich. No, it's going to be more about how do we integrate normal things that we do in Web2 into Web3, right?
Yeah,
so
very true.
Yeah.
I think majority of the industry is trying to look for this kind of transition where how do you actually get Web2 people onto Web3?
Yes.
How do you explain Web3 to everyone else? It's like a very broad type of
definition,
topic that
yeah.
you can actually go into, and it will be endless. But
Yes.
technically, you can explain. I mean, one way I've explained it before is Web2 is like your social media right now: Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and all the stuff that you're using right now. Web3 is like the same as them, except 1,000+ aura.
Yeah.
You know, like
Going a little bit
yeah,
further.
a little bit further, like with no restrictions, no. Of course, there's disadvantages and advantages to it, but
course.
like, of course, it's at the same time offers a space where people can freely express what they want to do with their projects, like
The whole decentralization mantra.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But the thing is, most people tend to think that centralized and decentralized are opposing forces when they are actually two sides of the same coin.
Yeah.
Like they actually work together. And that's something we're trying to show as well here at Bybit. That we have, of course, our centralized exchange that everyone actually knows and uses. But then we have our Web3, our Web3 wallet, our decentralized, where we can actually see all the Solana tokens that we've been discussing and everything.
Yeah, actually, Bybit is the exchange that I use from all the...
Yeah, like it's just, it's simpler. Like we've explained it in previous episodes as well, how you can directly transfer from your funding account to your Web3 wallet without any addresses, no nothing. And it just makes it simpler for people to transfer and then invest in their meme tokens or any other token that we want to invest in Web3 and actually enter the Web3 space from those airdrops, get into the NFT projects and all that. But yeah, I mean, that's it's a whole topic on how do you explain
to people
and transition people from Web2 to Web3.
Yeah,
but like it's a longer topic. We try our best.
But I think crypto, what's gonna happen is just gonna be how credit cards and all these digital banking systems started. Because I don't know if you saw, but Apple Pay already is thinking about integrating Bitcoin. I think they already integrated it in some countries.
Oh, nice.
You can pay like with the tap of your phone with Bitcoin. So
okay, cool.
The fact that a lot of these, I don't know if you saw that Sony wants to open an exchange too. Like there's a lot of news in the Web3 space that people are I don't know, like I don't
They're
want.
skipping it.
Yes, like
They're
I don't know.
not, yeah, focusing on it.
I think it's gonna be the same. Like people who said the internet at first was a scam were the people that missed on all the opportunities. when it happened.
100%.
And now people that are saying crypto is a scam or it's difficult, I don't know how to do it or whatever, they're gonna miss out on everything from the beginning, and they're gonna join in once they are required to join.
Yeah,
in.
yeah, and like I've mentioned this before, that the percentage of people that are actually invested into the crypto space right now,
It's super little.
like less than 1%
Yeah.
of the
Yeah.
the world population. Imagine less than 1%, and
Yeah,
there's
it's crazy.
trillions of dollars,
Yes.
if I'm not mistaken, like flooded into it. Like that is just
Insane.
an
Insane.
insane statistic.
Yeah.
Like it's just absolutely insane. And then of course, the majority of the population around the world, they think it's a scam, of course,
Yes.
after every single crash. But I'm like, dude, the stock market goes to the same
Crashes
thing.
too. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, like why are we stopping at this new thing? You know what I mean?
And I think that it's because, like I said, I don't know here in Dubai, but like in most places, they don't teach you how to invest.
No, they don't.
And people get scared because they see their value going down. So people try to just get the secure thing, which is a day job. But I like to tell people that a job, it's not secure 100% because there's one in a million reasons for you to get fired tomorrow. So for you to think that your job is secure, like that's not true. And yes, every investment is gonna come with a risk. A house, a car. Well, a car is not an investment, but a house, the stock
Depends what
market,
car.
crypto market. Well, depends what car, yes. But overall,
Yeah.
everything in life has a risk. Like everything.
100%.
And people.
I think I saw an amazing quote today while I was scrolling through social media, is that more people have died in their comfort zone
Yes.
than the people who have died taking risks.
Exactly. And my grandpa once told me that everything worth in life, it's behind a door of risk.
Yeah,
Like if you want to stay in your couch sitting comfortably, then you're gonna, like you said, die in a comfort zone.
yeah.
But if you want to make something or experience life, then you gotta just go through that process of feeling you don't know where you
It's
are.
the risk takers who change the world.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And whether people want to admit it or not, like crypto is getting involved in some big places. Like even the sponsorship that Bybit has in the Red Bull race car.
Yeah.
Like people see that race car every day. They see Checo Perez. They see these guys using the crypto brand, but they just don't know it's crypto because they don't look for it or
Yeah.
they just don't try
I
to get
mean,
involved.
it's just
But yeah,
that's where we try and bridge that gap.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah. And it's hard, but I
Yeah.
respect places like Bybit that are trying to do it.
Yeah, of course. And now we're kind of in the middle of WSOT, which
Okay.
everyone knows is the World Series of Trading, the world's biggest trading competition out there. Bybit started it some years ago, and like this year's prize is like insane. I think we're talking about almost $10 million.
Oh.
10 million USDT, to be more precise. And registrations are open, and everyone's like signing up, and like now everyone's going in trying to get the best P&L, the best
The
trading
best results.
volume,
Yeah,
the best results to try and hit that top jackpot. But this year we're kind of bridging the gap, as we discussed before, between like decentralized and centralized, where both your P&Ls from your Web3 wallet and your centralized wallet
Are gonna count.
towards
Okay.
the total prize. But what type of competitive edge do you think people would have if they use Web3
To like any other investment or
towards against centralized?
okay, like you said the centralized against centralized.
Using decentralized against centralized, yeah.
Okay, I think the most common reason why people go with a decentralized wallet or just a custodial wallet is because they like to have control of their assets. Like we saw what happened with FTX, Celsius, and the companies just disappearing or going
Yeah.
zero, and people just get scared of having their funds locked in a company that they cannot get it out of. And I think that that's the advantage that he has. But I think the advantage of using a centralized exchange is one, the security that you have in there. Because whether you like it or not, if you get a problem, a hack, or whatever in a decentralized wallet, you're going to lose your money and that's it. You cannot
Yeah.
go complain to anyone. But let's say tomorrow, Bybit, let's hope it doesn't happen, but experiences a hack or whatever, that's not your fault but them, they might be able to try to do something for the whole customers, right?
Yeah.
And it's different holding your money into a centralized exchange than a decentralized exchange, right? I think there's risk and there's pros. I personally hold in both because, like you say,
Yeah.
I try to have a balance where like
Very true.
not all of my money it's held in a centralized company, but not all of my money it's in a decentralized wallet. Because like you said, I like the fact that a lot of centralized exchanges like Bybit are doing competition, rewards, encourage you to have your crypto with them and
Yeah.
give you other reasons or use cases to have your money there. So I do like that, and I think that that's an advantage that people can have of using an exchange. And of course, obviously, you need an exchange in 99% of the world to move your crypto into your bank account. So it's better to just have it there, because if you are trading in a decentralized wallet, you're probably gonna have to do all the tracking for your taxes and whatever. Depends on the part
Yeah.
of the world
I
you
mean,
are.
depends. Yeah.
Yeah,
Where you
depends
are.
on the part of the world you are, of course. There's countries that don't have taxes, but for the ones that do, you have to do all your accounting yourself, right? While in an centralized exchange, it's easier to just pinpoint transactions and here's what I got out, this is how much I gotta pay. So,
And in your opinion, a competition like WSOT, what do you think, how do you think it contributes to the broader Web3 community?
I think it creates this experience of, hey, I want to try to win something, and you also get to connect with other people that are trying to do the same. So not only do you build a strong community and a strong sentiment towards a goal, which in this case
Yeah.
it's the prizes, but you also reward people for using the Web3 space, right? Because like you said, people that are getting high PNL, people that are getting higher volume, like they might do it daily, right? And to give
Very
them a
true.
reward on top of that, it's like, man, what other place in the world does that? Like,
We do have a lot of competitions running, and also side competitions during WSOT, so people can actually win like multiple prizes along the way, even if they don't actually
Get
hit
to
the
the
top
top.
prize. Yeah,
Okay.
so everyone's being rewarded, and
Exactly.
we even have our WSOT merch that we're giving away as well. So that's also a great incentive for people to actually kind of join in as well. Like for example, someone like you who's navigated the highs and the lows
Yes.
of crypto trading, what kind of advice would you actually give to participants who are trying to get the top spot?
Okay, so the first, it's what I've always preached, which is stop gambling and
Yeah.
start investing, right? Stop trying to chase these narratives of trying to get 1000x, 100x. Only 1% of traders do that. And you gotta move that idea away from you. The second one is that you gotta invest the money that you are allowed to lose. Like if it goes to zero tomorrow, it's not gonna change your life. It's not
Yeah.
gonna stress you out or whatever. And then the third one, I think it's getting into crypto and viewing it as an investment, getting into the right communities, getting into the right places that teach you how to do it. And obviously, I will, at least at the beginning, stay away from leverage, because people don't know how to use leverage at first, and they tend to just dive into it without any knowledge, and they ended up blowing their account, right? So I think the best way to do it is do it slowly, do it smartly, following people that know how to do it and can teach you how to do it, and finding tools that can help you do it easier, right?
Yeah.
And obviously, I have seen Bybit, for example, that has educational videos about
Yeah,
the platform.
We
about
do.
other
It's all
places.
on our Learn pages. You can go to our learn.bybit.com and you can check out all the resources that you want for every single topic that we have, whether it's perpetual trading, whether it's Web3. We have all the different types of resources. We've created videos as well to explain to people. And we have this where we discuss it
Talk
as
to-
well.
Yeah. And-
But yeah,
And I think the final thing, it's what I know people have mixed feelings about Warren Buffett, but for me, one phrase that I like about him is that you have to be greedy when others are fearful, and you have to be
fearful when others are greedy.
Yeah, exactly. Like
Yeah.
take profit when everyone's talking about it. You're already too late.
Yeah.
You gotta take profits at that point.
Yeah,
When
yeah.
your grandma's talking about Bitcoin, when Bitcoin is all over the news, that's when you can take profits or realize that a lot of people know about this, right?
Yeah.
Everyone is late to the party. But when people are talking about being dead, like it's over, it's going to zero, that's when you should start max bidding, right? Because you saw last year in the pandemic when Bitcoin went to 15,000. Everyone said, "Okay, this is the death of Bitcoin. It's done for." People in the news were talking about how Bitcoin was a scam after all this time, and then boom,
It's
ETFs
not even
happened.
the first time,
companies
though.
bought it, and yeah,
It's not even the first time. Like, it's happened so many
So
times.
many
and we
times,
hear
yeah.
the same exact thing every single time it happens.
yeah.
It's like, yeah, Bitcoin is dead. It's done. It's over. Whatever. And then all you see, oh my God, Bitcoin went like skyrocketed 60%.
Yes,
plus,
and that's
blah,
when
blah,
people
blah.
want to get in, right?
Yeah.
Because, for example, me in my page, I was posting about buying Bitcoin before I bought
Yeah.
Solana at 8. I was literally telling people what I was going to do. I was like, I'm going to start buying Bitcoin here at 15,000, Solana at $8. And people were like, dude, don't you see the chart? It's like super down. I'm not going to buy here and whatever. And now that they saw the whole market run back, they're texting me like, yo, teach me how to invest, teach me how to do things. And I'm like, you had the opportunity to do it early. Why you have to FOMO like everyone else, right? You have to play it
Very
smart.
true.
And that will be my biggest advice. Don't see it as a gamble, see it as an investment. And whenever people are telling you it's over, make a correct analysis by yourself and determine if it's a good place to enter or if it's a good place to sell.
Very true. Anyway, it's been amazing to have you here. Amazing to
Thank
hear
you,
your
thank
story, your insights, and I hope like a majority of the people actually benefit from a majority of the things that you've discussed. For those listening, also you can follow Will on his account. We'll put his account on the screen, and you can keep up with all his moves and everything that he's doing if you speak Spanish, or if you want, just press the translate button and eventually you'll find out what he's saying.
I also got a translation bot. Like
Yeah,
I have a Discord and he has like
Okay.
a translation bot, so people in English can also join.
Oh, perfect.
So,
Okay,
yeah.
even better. But yeah, no, it was great to have you here, and good
Thank
luck with all your trading.
Yeah, no, thank you. I appreciate you. If any one of you is interested, my DMs are always open. I'm always an open book, and I always told myself that I want to help as much people as I can to enter this space. So if there's any questions that I can answer, any conversations that you guys want to have, you can do it on my socials, and yeah.
Okay,
that's
perfect.
That's perfect for me.
Thank you. See you next time.
See you next time, and thanks for the invite.
Anytime. The
Happened,
first time,
companies
though.
bought it, and yeah.
It's not even the first time. Like, it's happened so many
So
times.
many
and
times,
we hear
yeah.
the same exact thing every single time it happens.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, Bitcoin is dead. It's done. It's over. Whatever. And then all you see, oh my God, Bitcoin went like skyrocketed 60%.
Yes,
plus,
and
blah,
that's
blah,
when people
blah.
want to get in, right?
Yeah.
Because, for example, me in my page, I was posting about buying Bitcoin before I bought
Yeah.
Solana at 8. I was literally telling people what I was going to do. I was like, I'm going to start buying Bitcoin here at 15,000, Solana at $8. And people were like, dude, don't you see the chart? It's like super down. I'm not going to buy here and whatever. And now that they saw the whole market run back, they're texting me like, yo, teach me how to invest, teach me how to do things. And I'm like, you had the opportunity to do it early. Why you have to FOMO like everyone else, right? You have to play it
Very
smart.
true.
And that will be my biggest advice. Don't see it as a gamble, see it as an investment. And whenever people are telling you it's over, make a correct analysis by yourself and determine if it's a good place to enter or if it's a good place to sell.
Very true. Anyway, it's been amazing to have you here. Amazing to
Thank
hear
you,
your
thank
story, your insights, and I hope like a majority of the people actually benefit from a majority of the things that you've discussed. For those listening, also you can follow Will on his account. We'll put his account on the screen, and you can keep up with all his moves and everything that he's doing if you speak Spanish, or if you want, just press the translate button and eventually you'll find out what he's saying.
I also got a translation bot. Like
Yeah,
I have a Discord and he has like a
Okay.
translation bot, so people in English can also join.
Oh, perfect.
So,
Okay,
yeah.
even better. But yeah, no, it was great to have you here, and good
Thank
luck with all your trading.
Yeah, no, thank you. I appreciate you. If any one of you is interested, my DMs are always open. I'm always an open book, and I always told myself that I want to help as much people as I can to enter this space. So if there's any questions that I can answer, any conversations that you guys want to have, you can do it on my socials, and yeah.
Okay,
that's
perfect.
That's perfect for me.
Thank you. See you next time.
See you next time, and thanks for the invite.
Anytime.